If you want an S-Class that's not just for sitting in the back and enjoying luxury, but also want power and performance, then this is it. It is the Mercedes-AMG S63 E-Performance, and it is the most powerful S-Class out there. Of course, people who own this are quite used to power, but this is completely different from your standard luxury limousine. It is not for people who say, but why? But instead for people who say, why not? This obviously is the S63, and there are plenty of visual cues here to point that out, but this is also the Edition 1, which means you get a special paint shade. It's called the Alpine Grey. Looks really nice, brings out the lines of the car very well. But of course, you have your sporty AMG bits. You've got the massive grille, the Pan Americana grille, so a lot of vertical elements on here. You have the bumper that is around a lot sportier. You have these carbon fiber air ducts as well, a nice blacked out lip. And of course, for the first time, you don't get a standing star on the bonnet. Instead, you get an AMG logo. And that is your cue that this is not your run-of-the-mill S-Class. Over to the side, the first thing you'll notice are, of course, the wheel. 21 inches forged AMG wheels look really nice and sporty. Again, goes very well with the overall theme of the car. But if you look inside, you get carbon ceramic brakes as standard. And that is going to mean some serious stopping power. Of course, we'll test it out when we get this car out on the road. Of course, you have the V8 bi-turbo badge because that's what's lurking under the bonnet, but there's also the E-Performance badge, which means it is a plug-in hybrid. The other things that add to the sportiness are, of course, a carbon fiber panel here. You also have carbon fibers on the mirror, and there is an electric charging point on this side as well. Now at the rear, there is a bit more subtleness to this AMG. You won't really notice it much, but what you will notice is the addition of carbon fiber. There's a carbon fiber diffuser. Of course, you have the quad exhaust setup, and you have the badges as well, AMG and S63. And because this is an E-Performance, you have the S63 in red highlighting. Of course, if you can't really notice it, you'll definitely hear it because this is one loud S-Class.
The carbon fiber used on the exterior is part of the carbon pack which you get as standard on the Edition 1, along with an exclusive paint and even an AMG fuel filler cap.
Alright, so that was the exterior, but before we get inside, let's quickly have a look at the boot space, because on the E-Performance, you get a little less boot compared to the standard S-Class because of course you have the motor and the battery right here. So you still get 310 liters, which is plenty, but if you have massive bags, then it is something to think about. So that was the exterior. Let us know in the comments what you think about the design. Could they have done a bit more, or is it just right and just subtle enough? Now time for the inside. Now on the inside of the S63, things are very much like an S-Class. It's all very opulent. Quality is absolutely fantastic. You have a lot of leather. However, it is all a lot sportier than the standard S-Class. Red and black seems to be the theme here. The seats obviously get red and black contrast stitching. You also have this lovely red and black carbon fiber finish on the entire dashboard. And if you don't like it, of course, you can have it in different trims as well. But I think when you buy an AMG, this works very well. The other AMG bit is, of course, the steering. You have a mesh of Alcantara, a bit of leather on here as well. And of course, you have the two toggles that allow you to change the modes, the suspension settings, exhaust. So a lot more focused in terms of performance. And obviously, owners will tend to drive this car themselves. So this is a very, very focused place in that. You have your MBUX that has been updated. Dials can be customizable. You get AMG track pace. Of course, I mean, I'm not sure how many would actually track this car, but if you do have that option in there. And coming to the center of the car, it's that typical waterfall layout that we've seen on the S-Class. Nothing new here. You get your Edition 1 badge here as well, which reminds you your car is a bit more special than the others. And the rest of the things continue. 2 Type-C ports, wireless charging, panoramic sunroof. It's all there. You know, it's an S-Class that has been kitted out to the max, so you don't miss at all in terms of features. The seats are absolutely superb, comfortable, massaging, heating, memory, it's all there. So the point of this car is obviously to drive it on your own, and when you're in this seat, it doesn't really feel like an S-Class because of primarily the steering wheel. The paddles are nice and metallic as well, and of course then you have the engine. But of course, there will be occasions where you'll be in the back as well, so let's quickly hop in and check that out.
A point worth noting is that the Edition 1 Senior gets full Napa leather treatment, and the red and black carbon fiber trimmings are exclusive as well. On the models that are not Edition 1, you will get the standard carbon fiber look with the option of different layouts. The E-Performance gets the standard drive modes between Comfort, Sport and Sport Plus, but there are also 2 other modes in addition. There is a B mode which once engaged stops the battery from depletion, so you can have full performance along with the battery once you accelerate. You can adjust the level of regen as well, and there is an EL mode that allows for all electric driving and helps save that precious high octane fuel.
Now, no matter how good the performance of an AMG S-Class is, the back seat will always remain a very special place. And in this aspect, they have compromised on absolutely nothing. The comfort is exceptional. The space on offer, the seat comfort, of course, you have a lot of adjustments. You can recline the backrest, you get these lovely pillows, you have your individual tablet to control the media, and it just is a complete S-Class from the back. Of course, you'll hear a lot more of that engine because this is the performance model, and you'll be very jealous of the driver because of what's under the bonnet. This car is more about performance than the back seat, but on the off chance that you do end up back here, which is a very strange thing to say about an S-Class, you will have all the bells and whistles. There is 4D sound, there are those entertainment screens, you have ample legroom, comfort is the best, 2-zone individual climate control. Of course, the seats get massaging, heating, cooling as well. So it's a very, very special place and a very comfortable space at that. If you're not in the mood to drive, if it's going to be driven primarily in the hybrid or electric mode, if your chauffeur is going to be driving it from work to home, then this is the best seat. Otherwise, that still is where you want to be. Now, this is arguably the star, pun intended, on this S-Class. Usually, you would say that sort of a thing for its backseat and its comfort, but because it's an S63 and an E-performance at that, the heart is where all the fun is. This is a 4-liter twin-turbo V8, puts out 802 horsepower and an absolutely shocking 1,430 Nm. 0 to 100 is a very quick 3.3 seconds, which for a car this size and weight is very, very impressive.
Mated to it is a 9-speed MCD transmission that also comes with launch control.
Of course, this also has the E-Performance badge, which means you get a 13 kWh battery pack in the rear and of course an E-motor as well. It has individual cells that get their individual cooling, a lot of tech borrowed from Formula 1 and something we've already seen on the GT63S, only this time it's slightly different. It has a bigger battery pack and well, the performance is going to be absolutely stunning. Can't wait to get my hands on this one. I hope I get to drive it, but for now, the numbers are through the roof.
The 13 kWh battery weighs just 178 kilograms and contributes to 190 HP and 320 Nm with a claimed electric-only range of 33 kilometers. Price for the S63 E-Performance will be out on the 22nd of May and we expect them to be around the 3 crore rupees mark. Also, there are not many units of the Edition 1, so if you want super exclusivity, then you better hurry.